Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight?
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
Jake Paul is set for life. The internet star, once known for his outlandish YouTube antics and pranks, has successfully transitioned into the world of professional boxing, turning what seemed like a fleeting moment of fame into a lucrative career. It's a transition that many didn't foresee, but one that has undeniably worked in his favor. Earlier this month, Jake Paul went head-to-head with boxing legend Mike Tyson in a highly anticipated showdown that was billed as one of the most talked-about events in the world of combat sports. This wasn't just another celebrity boxing match. It was a historic clash of two vastly different athletes from different generations, yet both at the peak of their own fame and influence. In the weeks leading up to the fight, the internet buzzed with predictions. Would Jake Paul, the brash young YouTuber turned fighter, be able to dethrone one of the most feared boxers in history? Or would Tyson, despite his age and medical setbacks, prove that he still had the skill and heart to compete at the highest level? Ultimately, it was Jake Paul who emerged victorious, much to the surprise of many observers. He didn't just win, he dominated. The internet lit up with reaction videos, debates, and memes, with some praising Paul for his achievement while others questioned the legitimacy of the victory. Regardless of the controversy, Paul walked away from the fight with not only a win but a massive payday. The fight itself was a spectacle. Tyson, at 58 years old, was well past his prime but still carried the aura of a fighter who had once reigned as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. On the other hand, Jake Paul, at 26, is in the prime of his athletic career, with years of training and conditioning behind him. Still, Tyson's age and the challenges he faced in the months leading up to the fight couldn't be ignored. Just a few months before stepping into the ring with Paul, Tyson had suffered a serious medical emergency. He had been hospitalized for what was described as a near-death experience, undergoing 8 blood transfusions and losing half of his blood in the process. His health was seriously compromised, and yet he chose to enter the ring once again. His resilience in the face of such adversity was nothing short of remarkable. The fight itself was both brutal and inspiring. Tyson, despite being significantly older and having suffered through a medical ordeal, showed the heart and spirit of a champion. He went the full 8 rounds with Jake Paul, never backing down, never looking to quit. That alone earned him the admiration of many fans and critics alike. For Tyson, this fight wasn't about winning or losing. It was about redemption, about proving to himself and the world that he could still compete at a high level, even at his age and after enduring such a traumatic health scare. He fought with a sense of pride, and when the final bell rang, he could walk away knowing that he had given his all. In contrast, Jake Paul's win solidified his position in the world of combat sports. Some may have doubted his abilities, given his background as a YouTuber and social media personality. But with each fight, Paul proved that he was more than just a celebrity looking to cash in on a trend. He was a legitimate fighter, skilled in the ring and focused on his craft. His victory over Tyson catapulted him into a new echelon of fame, one that has positioned him as a major player in the world of boxing. What made Jake Paul's victory even more significant was the financial reward that came with it. While Paul has always been transparent about his lucrative deals, the payday from this fight seemed to have surpassed all expectations. During a recent appearance on his brother Logan's podcast, Impulsive, Jake opened up about his earnings from the fight. "It was the most money I've ever made," he said, looking back on the moment. Logan, ever the curious host, pressed him for specifics. "Is it true you made $170 million from this fight?" Jake's response was playful yet revealing. "I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever. 250 million people. It's all downhill from here," I peaked. While Jake didn't provide a precise figure, it was clear that his earnings from the fight were substantial. Some estimates placed his take at around $250 million, a staggering amount for a single event. This figure included pay-per-view revenues, sponsorships, merchandise sales, and other undisclosed bonuses. Jake Paul, once an internet personality, had turned his boxing career into a multi-million-dollar empire. For a young man who had come from the world of viral content, this kind of success in a completely different arena was a testament to his business acumen and ability to pivot in the face of new opportunities. It wasn't just Jake Paul who benefited from the fight financially. Mike Tyson, too, walked away with a hefty payday. Tyson, despite losing the bout, was paid an estimated $20 million for his participation. This number, while impressive in its own right, was just a fraction of what Tyson had made during the peak of his boxing career. For Tyson, who had lived through the highs and lows of professional boxing, this fight was less about the money and more about the experience, the opportunity to step back into the ring one last time and prove to himself that he could still hang with the best. After the fight, Tyson took to social media to express his gratitude for the experience. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, he shared a heartfelt message with his fans. "This is one of those situations when you lost but still won," he wrote. "I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time." Tyson's words were reflective, acknowledging the challenges he had faced in the lead-up to the fight. "I almost died in June," he continued. "Had 8 blood transfusions. Lost half my blood and 25 pounds in hospital and had to fight to get healthy to fight, so I won." Tyson's reflection on the fight underscored the mental and physical toll that combat sports can take on an athlete, especially one who has been in the game for as long as he has. His journey from the highs of his championship victories to the lows of his personal struggles had been well documented. But to come back after such a traumatic health scare and to fight in front of a packed crowd at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, was an experience that no amount of money could replace. Tyson's words resonated with fans not just because of the fight itself, but because of the deeper message of resilience and determination that he conveyed. For Tyson, this was more than just a fight, said one of his longtime trainers, reflecting on the event in an interview. This was about proving to himself and to the world that no matter how hard life hits you, you can always get back up. Tyson had been knocked down many times in his life, both inside and outside the ring, but his comeback against Jake Paul proved that he still had the heart of a champion. Even in defeat, Tyson walked away a winner, having earned the respect of a new generation of fans who may have only known him through headlines or documentaries. The aftermath of the fight left many wondering what the future holds for both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. For Paul, the victory over Tyson was a landmark moment in his career, one that solidified his place in the world of boxing. But what comes next? Would he continue to fight in the sport, chasing after even bigger names and potentially more lucrative paydays? Or would he pivot once again, using his platform to explore new ventures outside of the ring? For Tyson, the fight was a symbolic way to close the book on his legendary career. He had shown the world that age is just a number, and that sometimes the true victory lies in the journey itself. One thing was certain: Jake Paul was now a force to be reckoned with in the boxing world, a figure whose influence transcended the confines of social media and entertainment. His success was a reflection of the changing landscape of celebrity in the 21st century, where traditional sports figures are no longer the only ones commanding attention. Today, athletes come in all shapes and sizes, and the lines between influencer, celebrity, and professional athlete continue to blur.